Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to a brand new locals feature match. We are in round 3, and I wasn't lying when I said, I think it was in the last feature, the feature before, that I somehow managed to get Purrely on every single round. So yeah, we have Purrely facing off against Scareclaw, Cashier, and I guess that's fine, because you kind of get to see the deck play against several different things, so that's cool. Also, what else is cool is if you would subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Much appreciated in advance. So, hopping into this one, we're going to see the Scareclaw Adventure Kashtira deck. This player has been on this deck for quite some time. Also won a VIP qualifier with this deck as well for YCS Philly, Mr. VIP. And yeah, they're very, very confident with the deck. They've been playing it for a while, and yeah, they definitely got their ins and outs, so to speak, all figured out with the deck. So we're going to see them normal summon the right card, link into the light heart. That is going to go ahead and grab field spell, activate field spell to go ahead and search out for a Scareclaw. I believe that is Acro. I only know that I know the one by heart because it looks like a horse, and it's also called Baloney. Yeah, that's the only one I know by heart. But they're going to activate a Starlight V's to Starfrost. My goodness, they're out here just flexing. And they're going to pop that Light Heart. And they'll bring Light Heart back from the grave of this graveyard effect. And then link into another Light Heart with Light Heart. That feels like it should be illegal. But yeah, they're going to go ahead and search another copy of Primitive Planet Phobia for follow-up. Basically just wrote it for the deck. Now they're going to activate that Fateful Adventure. If I didn't mention already, they are on the adventure package, and they're gonna go ahead and search out the Enchantress, discard Enchantress, Enchantress effect, get rid of Aramesir, and activate summon token, and then we're gonna see them link 3 into the Tri-Heart, and that is gonna go ahead and bring back a Scareclaw, net them a search. They're gonna grab another Reichardt here. And then the special summon it from the hand, so they had not done that yet. And since there are 3 monsters in the field in defense position, they can go ahead and draw a card. So I think they searched a rival there, which I think is just like a monster reborn for Scareclaws. It's also cool to see the adventure engine working very well in this deck, because it's not really an engine that we see too much of right now. I know, like, right when Kashtira was getting super popular, people were playing the adventure engine in there. People thought that was going to be super good, and then it just fell off very hard. So, nice to see the engine being played in a deck like this. I think it works pretty well. And it's also nice to know that the engine itself is also not completely unplayable, because I know back in tier format, you'd be very hard-pressed to find anybody doing well with the Adventure Engine with the Ishizu cards, milling your one-ofs, like your Fateful, your Draco back, your Griffin Rider, and if you did have any Enchantress in graveyard, they were getting shuffled back into the deck. So we see them go into a second Tri-Heart, and the opponent reading that, kind of in disbelief. That's not a once per turn. But yeah, getting plenty of searches there, and that Tri-Heart, which is normally kind of a big floodgate for some decks to try to deal with. I think it is unaffected by things that are in defense position, and it makes everything go into defense position, but it won't be doing that when it's been crushed by a Jizukiru. And we're going to see our Purrely player lead with the Purrely. That's going to go ahead and search my friend Purrely. I got to say that every single time. They've also opened up Dark Ruler, so they came strapped to the function, ready to deal with whatever board they would make. And they're going to use my friend Purrely, pay 500. They're going to activate Scareclaw Blackout, basically, is what that is. And I think it's Twin Saw is the name of the trap, actually. But then they're going to go ahead and activate another Purrely spell in response to the Purrely Blackout. Scareclaw Blackout. I think they're activating Happy Memory there. I always have to double check with the artwork, because I'm always going to get them mixed up. Slowly but surely, I'll get them as time goes on. But they're going to go ahead and reveal 3 copies of Delicious Memory off of my friend Purrely, and they're going to summon out a regular Purrely off of that Happy Memory, and then they're going to be able to grab the field spell off of that, Excavate 3. Yeah, and the Happy Memory was what was able to make it so that my friend Purrely was not destroyed by card effects, because of that first part of Happy Memory where it says you can choose a card in the field until the end of the next turn. The first time it would be destroyed by card effect is not destroyed. That's just any card, period, which is pretty strong. So, I mean, dodging Ghost Ogres and things like that Scareclaw trap there from destruction, pretty strong. So we're going to go ahead and see them use that Delicious Memory to step up into the Plump. And they're going to check the opponent's graveyard there. Board has been, you know, for the better part, completely outed. And they're going to go ahead and attach two. One from the opponent's grave, one from their grave. They're going to get that Rite of Aramesir underneath it. And let's see how many materials on that. They've got 4 materials. And I believe Delicious Memory is the one that gives it the additional attack. Yeah, gains 300 attack and defense for each material attached to it. So 3, 6, 9, 1200 attack. Added on to Plump. And if I pull up Plump here, yeah, so it's got 1700 attack, I believe. And now they're going to go ahead and activate the Sleepy Memory. Or they might just be attaching, attaching the Sleepy Memory to it when they activate it. Yeah, because I believe it says up to thrice per turn when you activate a Purrely Quick Play spell card, you can attach that card in the field to this card as material. Then you can banish one monster in the field until the end phase. So they're going to banish, I think that was the adventure token, and then they'll attach the Sleepy Memory. And then they're going to go ahead and follow it with Pot of Prosperity near the tail end of their turn here to see if they can dig into anything else. They revealed 2 Ash Blossoms, Dark Ruler, Sleepy, Purrely, and one other card there. Another Purrely spell. And they're going to go ahead and take another Sleepy Memory. They're going to activate Sleepy Memory, attach, and banish. They're going to go ahead and banish the Jizukiru. And now they've got 2 Sleepy Memories under that, which means during the opponent's standby phase, they can draw 2 cards, essentially. Which is quite a lot of cards. And they're also, looking, I think they might have been looking up some kind of ruling there, not entirely sure, but the Jizukiru is getting banished. And let's see how many materials. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 materials. So it's gaining quite a bit of attack there. And then they're going to slap a Noir on top of it. And the Jizukiru will come back. I think they might have been discussing like where the Jizukiru returns to. That might have been it. And then the field spell is going to attach to it in the end phase. And there is a whole lot of materials under there. They're going to be able to get to draw 2 cards during the opponent's standby phase, which is pretty nice. On top of that being a Towers, multiple sends of cards back to the bottom of their opponent's deck. So they're going to draw, effect to draw. Pretty nice. So now it's a matter of how do we deal with this. We saw, and I think with the last feature match, the Bestial Dragon Link deck had one line, a very interesting line to get over Purrely Noir, which was going to Boral Savage equipped with Boralend. I'm not entirely sure what the process is going to be to out this Noir in this deck anyways. But they are going to go ahead and use Fateful, search and discard. They are going to get hit with Droll and Lockbird on resolution. That might make whatever plan they had here to get over the Purrely Noir just that much more difficult. And yeah, just reading Purrely Sleepy Memory here. It says apply this effect and you can discard 1 card. Then you can discard 1 card, and if you do special summon 1 level 1 Purrely monster from your deck, once applied, next battle or effect damage you take this turn. So do they just not have to summon then off of the Sleepy Memory? Because it says then you can. It says apply this effect. Once applied, the next battle damage or effect damage you take would become 0. And then the Plump would just attach it to it. I'm having a hard time understanding that because I saw them activate the Sleepies to get underneath the Plump at the time, and yeah, I don't know. It's I might not just be fully understanding it, but maybe somebody can explain it in the comments. I get to learn a lot of what these cards do this week because, like I said, every feature match has a Purrely deck on the feature, so it's nice to have this as a learning experience. So they're looking at all the materials underneath it right now, seeing what effects it is gaining, you know, this, that, and the other thing. They're going to go ahead and summon out another Tri-Heart here. I think that might be the third Tri-Heart. They went through 2 on the first turn, and they're going to go ahead and pass turn on just Tri-Heart. The Noir is in defense position, so, I mean, normally that would make a big difference, but it's already unaffected. Well, it's unaffected by activated effects, so it actually might still be affected by the Tri-Heart. So that's actually really interesting to think about there. So they're going to use my friend Purrely here. They're going to pay 500 to go ahead and reveal 3 and take 1. But I think the opponent chooses which one they take. Probably double check that there. Let's see. Your opponent randomly adds 1. Okay. I thought it was going to be like the Pantheas and the Monarchs where like your opponent chooses 1 to give to you. But they're going to get a card at random. They're going to reveal 2 Purrelys and 1 other card. I think it was a spell. And they're going to get the Purrely to the hand. And if the Sleepy Memories stack, I'm assuming the Delicious Memories also stack too, with a 300 attack and defense for each material. And I think they normal summon Purrely there, and it will get turned to defense by the Tri-Heart. And yeah, a little bit of a stalemate going on here. I do want to pull up Tri-Heart. The Scareclaw Tri-Heart, that is. All face-up monsters in the field are changed to defense position, unaffected by the activated effects of defense position monsters. Yeah, so... And I know Noir says it's unaffected by the activated effects of opponent's cards, which that effect of Tri-Heart does not activate. So it is going to stay in defense position, and it will be unaffected by the activated effects of defense position monsters. So yeah, a little bit of a stalemate here. They're going to attach, I think they attach the Fateful Adventure to that Noir, and they've just attached the 3rd Sleepy Memory to Noir here in the end phase off the field spell. And now they'll get to draw 3 cards, which is kind of absurd. Like absolutely disgusting. And now we're going to go ahead and see them use the Tri-Heart here. Once per turn of this card is the extra monster, you can target 1 level 3 Scareclaw monster in your graveyard. Special summon if you do, add a Scareclaw monster from your deck to your hand. So they're going to go ahead and special summon back. I think that is Acro. Or might be Astra, but I think it's Acro. And they're going to use the Noir there. They're going to go ahead and budge and use it to go ahead and put that back to the bottom of the deck. They still got plenty of materials left underneath it, so it is still unaffected. I think they need 5 or more. Now they're going to go ahead and use Scareclaw, Kashtira in the hand, and they're going to go ahead and banish. Looks to be Lightheart. Yeah, they're going to banish Lightheart from the grave. And now they're going to use Enchantress in the grave. That's going to get hit with Ash. And yeah, they need something that that can beat over that Noir. Or they need to burn the materials off it somehow. But even then, if you are the Purrely player, you could also argue that you don't really need to do anything. You don't even need to use materials. You can just build card advantage until you can out whatever problem they have. And the Scareclaw player is going to just pass turn there. Now, they did use the Noir. All right, yeah, so I was just curious there. I was making sure that, yeah, Tri-Heart doesn't say that defense position things can't use their effects. It's just unaffected by things that are in defense position. So, yeah, they can still most definitely use Noir. They're just going to draw passive return, and they're going to draw, let's see, are they going to draw 3 more cards here? They are. That is a lot of cards drawn. And this game state has gone seemingly nowhere, but they're going to use Tri-Heart again. And Tri-Heart's going to bring back, I think that's Astra. And they're going to say, you know what, we're going to put that one back to the bottom of your deck too. I mean, I don't really know where he could go, like what combo line he could take, what allowing, like bringing back that monster is going to get him to out the Noir. But they're going to activate Field Spell. It's going to get Ash. They're going to try to Ash anyways, and then it's going to get hit with Call by the Grave. And they're going to go ahead and get that search through. Going to go for the Reichardt. Just 1 defense position monster on the field. And they're going to go ahead and special summon out the Rykart effect will go ahead and search for a copy of Scareclaw Arrival. They're going to activate Arrival and bring back another Rykart. Now, I'm not sure exactly how many materials are in the Nor, but if they've been burning through some of those materials, they might not have any sends left. They're going to use Happy Memory to protect the field spell there from the opponent's field spell effect. Since there are 3 defense push monsters on the field, they can just pop a card, so they'll use the Happy Memory just to protect it. So yeah, you must not have to summon then off those. I'm just learning that just now, which I guess fair enough. So they're going to go ahead and end phase, attach a material to it, and pass turn, and then they draw Abyssal Designator, which I think is exactly the card they needed to draw into to get rid of the Tryhard. And once that happens, you know, everything just kind of crumbles apart for our Scareclaw player, and they're going to admit defeat, and we go to game 2. That was quite the grindy game 1. A lot of back and forth. And yeah, Droll and Lockbird, very fun when Droll is in the format. It's like one of the funnest things is when Droll becomes a mainstay in the format. Yeah, but you know what else is fun? You guys use my TCG player affiliate link. Anytime you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase will go right back in the channel and helps out a ton. It's in the description of all my videos. Definitely check it out, and I appreciate anybody who uses that link in advance. Thank you very much. So, Scareclaw not having too much of a a productive turn there under the Droll, of course. They still get to Unicorn with Birth, which helps them establish a Fenrir on top of that. They get to rip a Plump out of the extra deck, so not so bad. You know, Fenrir and Unicorn here, and they'll get a double Fenrir rip at least. So if the opponent is on a 2 of any Xyz, they could potentially clear those out of their extra deck entirely. It looks like they're going to go ahead and normal summon Purrely, and then they're going to activate Delicious Memory. That's going to bring out Purrely. And they're not using Purrely effect there unless I missed it. And they're just going to go ahead and straight up go for a rank 1. We're not doing any Xyz summoning gimmicks, and I assume they're doing this to play around the Fenrir here. It makes total sense. And now they're going to go into the assembled Nightingale. Try to go for a Zeus play here, but they are going to get hit with an Imperm on the Nightingale. Yeah, I mean, I guess they're getting Zeus regardless because they attacked into the defense position Unicorn. If they put the Unicorn in attack position, then the Imperm would have had a lot more weight there. But unfortunately, it really didn't accomplish anything. We're going to see the normal summon Baloney. It's going to get linked into the Lightheart. Lightheart effective search field spell. They're going to Ash, and they still have to worry about a Zeus. They're going to summon out Astra into an adjacent zone of another Scareclaw monster. And they're going to go ahead and use the Zeus there and pass turn. And simplified game state. Attack with Zeus, pass, draw, set, pass, draw. And you can't really do anything with any Purrely spells with just 1 card in hand because, of course, they need discard fodder. But they've drawn that discard fodder, and what better discard than Psyframe Driver, especially at this point in the game. So they'll use, I think that's Happy Memory there, bringing out Purrely effect. That gets hit with Imperm, battle phase, swing with Zeus, draw, pass turn. We'll draw Fenrir, huge draw, especially since it can search out Scareclaw Cashier. They're going to banish the other Fenrir engrave, and then link that Scareclaw Cashier into Lightheart. Lightheart's going to go ahead and search Field Spell effect, go ahead and search Rykart, normal summon Rykart effect to go ahead and search out the Arrival. And yeah, that was one hell of a top deck right there. And they're going to bring back the Scareclaw Cache, and Purrely will admit defeat. And into a game 3 situation we go. We're going to see Purrely go first, leading with the, I think that's Pretty Memory. And they're going to discard Happy Memory, and they're going to bring out the Purrely. And Purrely is going to go ahead and search, I believe it searches for a non-quick play. So they'll go ahead and add My Friend Purrely, pay 500 to go ahead and search. And they're going to go ahead and reveal, I think, 3 Delicious. So yeah, they reveal 3 Delicious. They get the guaranteed Delicious Memory. And no Droll and Lockbirds here. Nothing like that. Got to be pretty happy about that. If you're the Purrely player, activate Delicious Memory. Go ahead and discard Purrely, bring out regular Purrely, regular degular Purrely, reveal Ash, Delicious, and Happy. They're going to take another Delicious. And now they're going to use Purrely. Go ahead and attach a Delicious to it. This is going to go for Plump. Plumpity, plumpity, plump. And then attach two from it. Attach two to it to the grave. Attach to it from the grave. I could not say that there. And I think they activated another Delicious just to attach underneath it. And then they're going to go for Noir. And now we're going to see Pot of Prosperity at the end of the turn here again. Going for a full Banish 6. Trying to dig deep into some side deck cards probably. And speak of the devil, there it is. Rivalry of the Warlords. That is a pretty good side deck card to find. I believe all of the Purrely monsters are fairies. So it will work out in their favor here. They don't have to sacrifice anything by activating that rivalry. And Scareclaw confidently leading here with Rite of Aramasir, even though they know there is a set rivalry there. And the token is a fairy. Remember this interaction being quite potent, especially in Sword Soul format when people, you know, well, when I was playing Sword Soul, I would side rivalry a lot. A lot of people would play rivalry, and it was a really great counter to the adventure engine because that token being a fairy would lock out most decks from doing things. And I think it was like Adventure Despia back when that was a thing. And they're going to set one and pass, and they're going to put back that set card. Well, set two, and then the Noir is going to put back the set spell trap to the deck, and then they're going to lead their turn with, you know, Purrely, my friend Purrely, get a search, and they're going to go into Happiness, I believe. And Happiness, I need to double check exactly what that does. And it looks like also on the summon, they're going to get the effect of the Fateful Adventure to equip directly from deck. And then they're going to use Noir, detaching, I think that was a Pretty Memory, and the Draco back to go ahead and put their set monster back to the bottom of the deck. That's also going to trigger the Draco back that they just attached to their Noir. So that'll re-equip the Adventure token. And Noir only has 3 materials now, and they're going to go ahead and put back the token with the Noir, getting rid of the Draco back again. And they're going to go ahead and attack with the Happiness, the Purrely Happiness, and that's going to get them a search since it battled. And main phase 2, they're just going to go ahead and slap a Zeus on top of the Happiness, and then, you know, attach with the field spell to Noir, and they're going to go ahead and admit defeat there, as there's really not much else they can do. And yeah, last but not least, a big shout out goes to our current Divine level channel members who are Misfit, HE8, Cyber, Cadillacs84, Pony Stark, and Green. Thank you guys so much as always for your extremely kind and very generous support of the channel.